I'm uploading this video knowing that it's not going to be very popular and it's going to have some people feeling some sort of way, but I'll emphasize that none of this is fact. It's all just one man's opinion and it's all based off my personal experiences with virtual reality.
Fight!
So here's the thing. Gaming media outlets have been gushing over the whole virtual reality thing for the past few months. It seems like every time a VR headset is released, it blows up. Then we get over it, and now, like clockwork, it has sprung right back up again, and it's coming at us at neck-breaking speeds from Sony's corner. I personally have nothing against virtual reality. I've actually been toying around with the Oculus Rift for the past few weeks, and I've had numerous, and I do mean numerous, amounts of fun with it. But in all honesty, none of it has been gaming related. And why is that, Suited? Why do you have a VR headset that you don't use for gaming? Well, I'll tell you. You see, the VR experience is not really conducive to the types of games I or most people enjoy. If you're looking at getting the most out of VR gaming, then you'll have to fall into a very specific gaming niche. We're talking about our hardcore vehicular sim enthusiasts. We're talking about people who want on-rails experiences or people who are into space shooters. Aside from that, you'll have to settle for mini-games that don't really scratch that burning itch that you get from core gaming. Personally, and I don't think I'm really the only one when I say this, but that ain't my thing. So if you don't fall into those categories and you don't want anything to do with these types of games, but you still want to use this, then you'll probably need this. And if you're gonna get this, then you better have this. And if you're gonna get all that, then you'll definitely need this. You know, so just so you don't trip, fall, die. And the cost of having that holistic experience skyrockets, which makes it impractical for your average person to get more than a fraction of what VR is capable of. Which ultimately means that VR, like most things that don't get huge support from a fan base, will eventually lose support from all except indie devs. And that's never really a good thing, is it? And when it comes to gaming, we already have a proven system that has worked flawlessly over several decades. Short of neurotechnology, adding anything more to it, no matter how innovative or new it seems, will always be a step back from where we are. It didn't work with motion controls, it didn't work with 3D gaming, it didn't work with Kinect, and as controversial as it is to make this statement right now when everyone is hyped about VR, it's definitely not going to work with VR either. Gaming has always been about sitting back, relaxing, and having a good time at the most casual level. Not about swiveling around in your chair just to look behind you or dedicating an empty room for you to flail around in. And even at the more professional levels, the traditional setup will offer the competitive advantage. And I don't want to completely discredit VR and its role in gaming here. I believe it definitely has the potential to replace our need for monitors or TVs. There's nothing like having a virtual screen in front of you that you can adjust to any size or curvature you want. And it can only get better when the technology is at a point where we don't have to worry about the screen door effect that makes your headset seem like a glorified bride's veil. And there's nothing wrong with being excited for new technology. I'm guilty of it myself, but what I really find frustrating is that time and time again, our community is always willing to listen to overpromises and always willing to settle for less. And even worse, we'll whine about it, but we'll always find a way to justify it. And I'm really preaching to the choir here because I know that deep down inside you know that it's the same thing happening all over again with VR. Even if you've only been gaming for the past 2 generations, then you know full well what's practical and what's not, what's hype and what's not. And VR, whether we like it or not, is just another in a long line of innovative technology that will lose its luster over the course of a few months. That being said, I'm going to confuse the hell out of you right now with my next few statements. If you were to come to me and ask me if you should get VR, I would ask you if you could afford it. If you say yes, then I'll say yes. But, and that's a very big but, I wouldn't recommend it for gaming, not even in the slightest. The technology and the support is not there, and I personally don't see it being there for some time to come, at least not without heavy financial investment on your part. Until then, you'll be settling for tech demos and short situational experiences that are poor excuses for games. And anything like that is probably going to be doomed to collecting dust in your house anyway. Where VR really shines right now is in video consumption. Watching 4K 360-degree videos in 3D is absolutely gorgeous, and the feeling of actually being inside that world as events unfold is indescribable. Everyone should experience it if they get the chance to do so. I personally love VR. I use it every day, and I want it to be a staple in all households. But if you're jumping into this thing with the notion that it's going to change how you play your games from today going forward, then, you know, more power to you. I hope you get what you're expecting out of it. But my desire is that you're going into it with realistic expectations, because as we all know, in this industry, nothing kills something faster than unrealistic expectations. And that's it. You know, that's my piece. That's all I have to say about the whole VR thing. I'm uploading this video knowing that it's not going to be very popular and it's going to have some people feeling some sort of way, but I'll emphasize that none of this is fact. It's all just one man's opinion, and it's all based off my personal experiences with virtual reality. And at the end of the day, an opinion is just an opinion, but a solitary one doesn't really lend itself much to discussion. So please, you know, let me know what you think about this whole thing. I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say, especially if you've had a chance to try any of the headsets. But until next time, thanks for watching.